Hello, it's Noe.
And Lily.
And today we are going to be talking about
Post-colonial lens.
What is a critical lens? Take it away, Lily.
A critical lens is when one analyzes any form of text, for example, a song, poetry, book, website, anything, and viewing the text in the chosen perspective.
In our case, that would be a post-colonial lens, but some other lens examples are feminist, Marxist, and psychological.
That's an excellent example.
Where did that egg come from?
I have magic powers, see?
The post-colonial lens was invented by Edward Said in his 1978 book, Orientalism. Kudos to you, Edward. We couldn't have done this project without you.
This is usually written from the perspective of the citizens being colonized, but it could also be from many other perspectives. For example, it could be a third person or from the colonizer's perspective.
It is hard to put a singular definition because it changes depending on the different post-colonialization stories. An easy example of the post-colonial lens is talking about countries or groups that were once colonies or different countries or groups. Post-colonial lens is applied to literature when the writers tried to incorporate the culture of being independent from the country they were colonized by.
You should try to understand it from all the different perspectives to really get a sense of the culture and the environment.
It's your reading glasses.
No, that is not what glasses mean. Sorry about that, guys. Just one more thing to add. This is a little picture showing what you look for in the post-colonial lens and how another example of how you can interpret it. Hear ye. Time to dive into the incorporation of the post-colonial lens.
The author tries to incorporate the culture of being colonized, the feelings, the hardships sticking together, the culture of the specific area, and the time it takes place.
Okay, they get it. You don't want to bore Miss Alexander.
You're right. Too much examples. Back to the subject. Take it away, Lily.
You can understand the topic to such a further extent if you try to view it from the colonized perspective. It helps you kind of understand the hardships that they went through.
And also, do more research on the historical event when this colonization took place so you can comprehend the little details like the culture.
So, we chose this picture because it's kind of like chains connecting the different countries. It's kind of a representation of colonization. Let's hop into the next section. Here we go. Let's dive deep down into the more common characteristics of post-colonial literature.
We are going to be talking about the 4 most important characteristics of post-colonial literature. Lily, what are you doing with that egg?
Nothing. Sorry.
First is identity. The theme of identity is crucial because it helps us understand what is really happening.
Our national identity, cultural hybridity, and more.
No, wait. Go back a little bit. What is hybridity?
That leads me on to my other point. Post-colonial theory looks at the more broader interactions between European nations and the societies they colonize by dealing with the issues such as identity, including gender, race, and class, language, representation, and history. Hybridity equals mixing of cultures. And our third key factor is language.
Colonizers often imposed their language on the people they colonized, and sometimes that forbade them from speaking their actual native languages.
Lastly, we have reclamation, which is the process of taking back the history or culture that was stolen by the colonizers.
Remember these 4 when you're trying to use the post-colonial lens? Definitely, because we speak from experience. We definitely know what we're talking about.
Yes.
We have definitely
For sure.
read our full share of post-colonialism.
Yes. After our previous statements that help you have a clearer understanding of the post-colonial lens, by understanding how to analyze and be able to sense characteristics while using post-colonial lens. Now we are going to play a song that relates to it.
This is going to be our pop culture reference, which is Hamilton, and it's the Farmer Refuted song, and I'll get into that after you listen to it, and ba-boom!
Let the sound scream. The revolution's coming. Have-nots are gonna win. Just ask hard. Listen to you with a straight face. Chaos and bloodshed. Already hard to solve solution and even talk. And what about Boston? Looking across and all that we've lost and you talk about Congress does not speak. My dog speaks more eloquently than me.
This is Lily's favorite part.
Yeah, if you've been wondering why we're dressed like this, we are trying to be the founding fathers right now. The reason we chose this song and how it represents post-colonial literature is this musical in general, and this song more specifically, is talking about the Revolutionary War and how Britain was colonizing America. And this song more specifically is about someone who is representing Britain coming to talk to some of the Americans at the time and telling them rules and saying a letter from the king at the time. And you can see as Alexander Hamilton's voice was kind of interrupting, they are trying to go against that colonialism and they're trying to just stick up for the rights, which I think is very important.
Although this is a great example of colonization, we cannot forget about those Americans living there, also colonized that indigenous people living there way before them.
Yeah, so it honestly wasn't Americans first, so they actually colonized the indigenous people.
You're right. We can't forget about the ones who came first. Where did our friends go? Oh my god! What are you doing there? You deserve a front row seat. Come
You're
here,
our
come here.
VIP guest.
Come back here.
Silly you, don't leave us. We used the novel Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, and that novel follows a young man named Okonkwo.
Okonkwo experiences white missionaries that arrive in his tribe and start changing his tradition, his culture, his life, which then causes his life to also quite literally fall apart. Okonkwo's life is symbolic of Africa's pre-colonial lives and traditions and how it is forever changed by European colonialism.
This ties back in post-colonial lens because it demonstrates the ways to look at different perspectives of people who experience colonization.
Okonkwo's journey also represents this form of critical lens because Okonkwo really went through these hardships and he also adapted to our 4 characteristics. If you read more into the book, you will notice that. So we thought it was a great representation of our story and a great literary
That
reference.
concludes our project, and I hope that gave you a better understanding of what post-colonial literature is and how to interpret it into your text.
And to put on your glasses and read through the post-colonial...
No, that's not what it means.
I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is look through the post-colonial lens to interpret and analyze your literature.
Yeah, and I feel like it's very important to understand the different perspectives of it to be able to analyze. So make sure you do your research on what the topic is.
And to have a dog-tastic understanding.
Or an
Lily?
excellent.
No!
What did I say? Don't mess up the difference between glasses and a lens again.